So Leo has known his birth mother and had several surrogate fathers in the form of fighters and bards who trained him over his time, but never knew who his biological father was. Had found some cryptic messaging in time, potentially alluding to the presence of who his father might have been, or that his father may have been looking for him. But finally received a message from his father saying that he wanted to meet. Now, Leo and the rest of the party were a little bit curious, as now the Belladonnas have begun to gain fame as heroes of Faerun, saving and becoming the head of this, the kind of main force of this Council of Waterdeep. Them beginning to worry that why is Leo's dad only reaching out to them now? Is this because they're famous and he's looking for some sort of handout? So they decide to go to the Primp and Pie, back to their home turf, and meet him there. Leo goes out for a drink on the town with his father, has a lot of questions and asks why now and various reasons. And he points out that he didn't even know that Leo existed. Started to hear tale that he was who he was, put two and two together, and wanted to meet and see. Didn't even know if people like him could have kids, and reveals to Leo that his true form, when not raised in a disguised self of that of James, the character and the name that he told him, is actually that of a gorgeously beautiful young female woman, raising more questions as to Leo's birth and how that happened. But all in all, Leo and his father are very accepting of one another. He is still James, he is still his father, though his natural form is that of a woman. They begin to head back towards the Primp and Pie when screaming and terror is found in the streets as the Cult of the Dragon, knowing that the Belladonnas have a fairly prominent pie and bathhouse business in Scornabel, know exactly where they can go to hit them and hit them hard. And it seems the cult is doing just that. They bring full forces in that of several different kinds of cultists, half dragons, a slew of different kinds of fiends, and an ancient black dragon to assault the town, murder people rampantly, and call the Belladonnas out to try and destroy them and their business, all on their home turf. Throughout the course of the fight, blows are exchanged. Leo is unfortunately knocked unconscious in the battle, where he is later then revived by his father, playing lone guitar music, kind of echoing through the streets and the mayhem, cutting through all of that noise. Leo, who's had a lucky pick that was his father's, which he believed was that of a blue dragon scale, is charged with electrical energy as James looks down at his son, bringing him back from the brink of death, telling him to ride the lightning. As James steps out into the street and reveals his true form, that of an ancient song dragon, a very elusive, not very well known type of dragon that exists in Faerun, a sort of mithril metallic silver coloration as James takes to the air to fight this ancient black dragon, and with the help of James's abilities, the party is able to fell the ancient black dragon and drive the cultists back. In the aftermath, Leo and everyone has so many questions. They learn more about James's past. Leo's pick is now a new magic item, allowing him to cast Lightning Bolt and ride the lightning along the string of the lightning. James turns over his special loot to Leo, which upon Leo attuning shifts to match Leo's kind of personality, and they pretty much just enjoy each other's company. Odella decides it's time to cast some magical defenses on the Primp and Pie and begins to cast the Hallow spell, which will take 2 days' time. And in James revealing himself, it allows one of his major enemies from his past to find where he is and begins to put the entire town of Scornabel into a magical slumber. The party seeks out this dragon rival from James's past. They manage to fell him, restoring everyone to waking everyone up and unlocking the final ability of James's loot, which has now been passed on to Leo. They then head back to the city of Waterdeep, have a tearful goodbye with Leo's dad, James, and learn that it's time to prepare for the Council of Metallic Dragons. There has been a lot of chromatic dragon activity with that of the Cult of the Dragon thus far, and the Metallic Dragons have finally decided it's time for them to enter the fight. The Council of Waterdeep decides that the Belladonnas, having been and done so much in service of defeating Tiamat, are the best ones to convince the dragons that they need to join. The different groups all have different concessions and things they'd like to have done. They'd like to have the dragons join without having to give too much information towards or resources to the metallic dragons, but do the best they can. The party travels to find the Council of Metallic Dragons, and on the way, riding back a silver dragon, they are attacked by a white dragon. Avraturais, I believe is her name, the lover of Arathator, who they slayed earlier in the campaign. They manage to defeat her, or at least drive her off, so they can get to the Metallic Dragon Council, where Leo recognizes an old flame in one of the metallic dragons that is there, who provided him with some interesting items in his past. The party they start to go through the discussions of what each group would want, who's neutral, who wants different things, when a large box is delivered to the middle of the council. They open it up, and inside the box is the head of the leader of the Metallic Dragon Council, Protanther, the ancient gold dragon. And there is an A, the letter A, carved into his forehead, which Roswin knows means that someone, seemingly Ava, her long-lost sister who left early in the Horde of the Dragon Queen campaign, who they've seen foreshadowing throughout the adventure of dragons being slain here and there with this similar markings, has gone too far and has slain one of the most powerful dragons in Faerun. Then the council turns completely and says, stop whoever did this, bring whoever caused this grievous injustice to the metallic dragons, to bring them to justice, slay them, whatever the case may be, and you will have full support of all metallic dragons. So the party sets out, begins to stay for the evening in the Metallic Dragon Council chambers, and while they wait to leave to try to deal with Ava and this issue in the future, when that evening, as the moon rises, Roswin is visited by herself from the future. I should also say that covered episodes 15 through basically the first half, or towards the end of episode 18.